Hello everyone. Before we get into the meat of today's video, I do have two things to show you. So the first one is the fact that on our War Thunder there is a post by Doom454, there will be a link in the description to it, which is a IMGA album of all the new event vehicles since they're on the dev server now, because obviously after the next two challenges you'll be able to unlock two of them, so therefore they're importing it onto the dev server and they'll import them into the game on the live server when at least 6 challenges are completed, so in a few days. So just to let you know, this is here and we're going to go through them. The other announcement is the hub, which is the Discord TEC hub. There's a link in the description for that as well. There's also a link at the top of my channel. That will take you to my Discord server where we've revamped it, basically. So right now there's about 250 people on it, and it is growing every day, which is lovely. But the main thing, what we've done is we've added in a new moderation team of people who have been there for a very long time, and I put my full faith in, so that'll take a bit of stress off my back of sorting all of that stuff out. And on top of that, we're going to be starting to run giveaways. So these giveaways will be either games. I think the first one that we're going to do is Empire Total War, the full collection from Humble. I'll be able to do that, and we're going to do maybe 1 or 2 giveaways a week. So we're going to do games, and then we're also going to do War Thunder stuff. So maybe GE giveaways and stuff like that, and also competitions on top of that. There is also a part of the Discord server where if you want anything added to it, there is a suggestions part for the moderators to add it for you. So yeah, it's going through a revamp. Please go and, connect to it. It's a great place to go and talk to people. It's active every day, and it's easily the place for me personally where if you want something answered quickly, it's where you can find me. But anyway, let's go through some of these images. So here's the full image file. The first image is of course, the Whirlwind, and it seems like they went for the standard designation Whirlwind with the 4 Hispanos. There was a few pictures that I saw posted by Nathan Clawfish in the Discord where they actually ran it with some 7.7s and also some 50 cals. At least they tested them. But it seems like they've just gone for basically the Whirlwind Mark II, which is exactly the same as the first Whirlwind and has bomb racks. So yeah, there's nothing really different here. Very much a shame. I said at the start when the event came out that I was kind of disappointed that this was an event vehicle, but all the others I was happy with. Here's the T18. You'll be very surprised how big this is. According to another Reddit post, this is going to be a rank 2 light vehicle. Now, it isn't incredibly light, but then again, it should be quite maneuverable with its 8 wheels and speed behind it. It has quite a nice little 57mm on it, with not just AP shells, but also some shells which have some HE filler. Should have a decent amount of armor on it, but the main issue is of course going to be this flat plate here, which is on quite a lot of vehicles unfortunately, and it's a big hit me here mark. On top of that, the reload for the gun is very good, and hopefully it gets scouting mechanics. It would be really nice if it did, and if it doesn't, it would be a little bit of a shame. The next one is, of course, the Tandem Mai, or the Tandem May, depending on how you want to say it. MAI is actually a acronym for something, but I can't remember what it is. I believe it's the Ministry of Air something, or maybe the Ministry of Air Industry or something like that. But anyway, here is the Russian prototype aircraft. It's probably better looked in this picture. As you can see, here are the guns, and also the gun on the back. So to me it looks like it's going to have 4 forward firing guns, not 1 in the proper, but it might be there, who knows. And then of course the turret on the back, which you can see here. This plane is smaller than a Hurricane, but it still should have a decent size to it. What is very interesting is of course the tail section, so we'll have to see that when it gets into game. And here's another picture of it. Moving on, this is of course the 155 Lorraine that a lot of people are looking forward to. It has the 155mm, which according to another Reddit post will fire HE at around about a 20-second reload. The HE shell, of course, it's a 155mm HE shell, so it should do a lot of damage. I mean, we're talking about a gun which is bigger than the KV-2 gun here, and the KV-2 HE shell is incredibly fun to use. So hopefully the Lorraine 155 is kind of exactly the same. There is a slight open bit of the top, as you can see here, so I don't know if aircraft will be able to shoot into it. And also it does have the 20mm mounted on the back. Now here is a closer view of the 20mm. As you can see, you can pretty much tell it's a 20mm from the cartridges that are holding in the magazine here. On top of this, it does seem to have some, well, basically an open air hole, so there will be a guide that you can shoot here, and on top of that, it should have good vertical guidance, hopefully, for this 20mm. I am kind of worried about this bar, which seems to be about here, but I don't know whether that is connected to the gun itself. It looks like it kind of is, so I'm hoping that you can range it up. This is the only thing that's going to stop anti-air absolutely annihilating, air annihilating this thing, and it would be nice if it worked properly. If not, well, it's still going to be fun gunning down scout cars with it and light tanks. The Reddit post said it would be around BR 4.3, so we'll have to see how that is when it comes to it. But anyway, let's get into the meat of the video. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're back in War Thunder, and it's time to look at a replay that I had. At this moment in time, when this replay was done, I was basically trying to complete these special operations, try and get some caps, and also try and get some fires. So you may look at some of the shots I make in this video and wonder, why am I doing that? Well, that's basically why, to try and make stuff set on fire. On top of this, because I was doing this challenge, it meant that my playstyle was very much different, and to be honest, having to capture points, 50 zones in total, and getting a map like this, well, let's just say it's kind of annoying. So I thought, why not take a different approach to it? Generally, when I play this map, what I do is I follow down here, and then I basically go down the furthest road between B and A. Once that road is taken, you can move in and pretty much annihilate everybody who's looking over the field. Now, I'm in a Hellcat, and the reason for that is the cab stuff, and it's also got a great gun on it. So I thought, why not this time do something different? So what I did was, instead of going down that line near B and A, where it seems like a lot of people go nowadays, I thought, why not try my luck? Why not test it and see if I can get away with something? Obviously that tree was not part of the plan, so he has to die. We move along, going down this road, going towards the open area, generally a place where I would tell everybody to go nowhere near, but since we're in a Hellcat with a bit of speed, maybe we can go and be able to get over there. Now I check the general tank destroyer spot, which is down the road. Normally there is a tank destroyer there at some point, so hopefully we can get there before he gets there. Because there's always one down there. But because we're in a Hellcat going at 40 kilometers an hour, I thought maybe we could actually get to the other side of the map before he's able to sit there and plonk his ass there. Now, as you can see, using this little road here in the Hellcat, you can keep momentum going forward, and on top of this, you can keep safe from the right-hand side. Now, because it's quite early in the map, there is nobody to the right-hand side, but you never know. It's nice to do this because you get full cover. The only thing they'll be able to see is the smoke coming out of the back of the engine. You just got to make sure you don't fall in the drink, and you should be alright. Also, it means that you don't have to go across the park where the statue is, because that's a real issue. And we've already made it to their side of the map within about a minute. And welcome to the Hellcat, ladies and gentlemen. Nearly fall in the drink there. And we're just basically looking for targets at this point. Maybe people haven't set up, maybe people are sat just waiting around. You never know. But taking a chance is sometimes, well, it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. Luckily this time, it was able to pay off. So we're pretty much in their spawn, and we spot a Nashorn. Now, Nashorn is a perfect target. I hit it in the back, killing 2 people, and or 3 people, I should say, but we didn't hull break it because we didn't destroy a major component. There is also a IS-1 or a KV just sat there, non-pennant. I'm trying to hit the engine, of course. He doesn't move. He gets shot twice, nothing happens to him. So I thought, why not me finish him off? Actually shoot him where you're supposed to shoot him, instead of trying to get that beautiful engine fire. The tracks on the heavy tanks, when it comes to the Russians, can be a little bit trolly, and as you saw there, that was exactly what happened. So we're waiting here. Now that we've killed this target, there generally will be somebody who will come over here to try and deal with us. So we wait for a few seconds just to make sure nobody has reacted quickly. and then we start moving on, get behind their lines, because my idea at this moment in time is I see a lot of people being shown up on the map here, and so I want to beeline it to this side. Now, what happens is not exactly that. I check this side. Oh god, there's a stug. God, there's a stug. time to stay a little bit away from him. He's looking for me. I think about going around the corner, but the gun is a bit too wobbly and realistic to do that. So I think, you know what, he's backed off. I'll go this way, and I feel bad for the lad. So we're going to just turn the default view this way. There we go. We're gonna oops, that's not the button. We're gonna slow it down a little bit just to see what happens, because this should have killed me. Of course, the Hellcat with its wonderful hull brake, he does a sneaky. He does a really good maneuver. So he pulls back. The moment I move away, as you can see, he is back in position. And I notice around about now, and I'm like, well, I'm already committed. So he's turned because he's seen me. You can see me turning because I see him, my turret. He fires, and he hits my fuel tanks. He also somehow hits my turret ring. Now, could you please tell me, could you please tell me how he's get hit, how the turret ring gets hit, but the engine doesn't get hit? I feel so bad for him, because it was a perfect shot on his part, basically taking out my engine, but he just got a tad bit unlucky there. And let's just say that is the luck of the match. So there we go, we just keep on paddling, and I'm like, well, what do? Do I finish this guy off? Do I keep going? The element of surprise is pretty much gone. You can already see the Russian tanks up there. There's also the NAS horn. So I thought, you know what, let's play Ring Around the Rosie with this guy. He is in a stug, so he can't really do much. I mean, if he started turning right away, he would be around and be able to shoot me, but instead he decided to go forward. Now, this guy obviously is a pretty good player, because he noticed where I was straight away once I went around the corner, and also he did the back off and back forward thing, but it's just unfortunate for him, right? He's in a stug, I'm not. I'm in something with a turret, I can actually maneuver more than him, but he played that well. If he had a little bit of support, he may have he would have definitely killed me, but unfortunately, there seems to be nothing around him, because everything has gone up there. We set our ways on trying to get fires once again, so we set the KV on fire, meaning that he can't move. He has also just fired, so there's really not a lot he can do. Somehow that shot there knocks out the crew. Now, to me, that hasn't knocked out the crew, that's blown up the engine. But you know what, I'm not going to complain. The dude's dead, and it means 2 fires for me. So I got a fire on the Stug, 2 fires on the KV. I'm doing well on the fire front, and I'm running around like a whippet because my engine is still fine. So we move over here, and it looks like this Panzer IV hasn't realized there's a Hellcat moving behind him. Now, generally at this point, if I saw the 2 guys behind me die, I probably would turn around. First shot nails the engine but doesn't set anything on fire. He is able to move backwards. His turret isn't working properly. We set him on fire for the first time, knock out the crew and the turret as well, trying to get a second fire. So we fire. Once he puts out the fire, see, you can, normally I would just shoot, but I was waiting for him to put it out to get another fire, so that's 5 fires in this match for 4 kills, and it's just insane, the fact that this worked. And sometimes this does work. Sometimes you are able to go around the enemy team because they're not expecting it, which is always nice. Now, we decap the point because I'm not really worried about the enemy team staging a comeback. As you can see, what has basically happened to them is we've Swiss cheesed it. We've put so many holes into their defense that it's kind of fallen apart, and it's meant that the west flank, or the left flank, whatever you want to call it, which is normally strong for the enemy team, has fallen apart because they've had to move back, and then they got slaughtered by the guys through the center. Well, I've just been picking apart people as we go. And I thought, why not just trundle up here? I mean, it seems like everybody has got everything under control, but staying on the point basically means that they know where I am. It also means that my guys can't support me. So that's a lovely sight to see. So we have an AC, we have a Hellcat, we have a Sherman Firefly. It's wonderful to see only allied tanks on that little bit there. But overall, sometimes you just gotta sometimes you got to do something different. There has been a lot of times where I've kind of got stuck in a mode while playing some War Thunder maps, and Maginot Line, Karelia, Kuban, all of these maps, I have pretty much a structure of how I play them. I'm very good at playing them in that one little way, and that's really about it. But when it comes to maps like this, like Port Novorossiysk, I always feel like sometimes it's better to do something different than the norm. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't, but a lot of the time at least it'll be interesting and fun instead of just doing the same thing and hoping that the enemy team is slightly worse than you at it. So all I have to say is, even though, you know, with like my map analysis videos, with metas to maps and metas to tanks, doing something different can be incredibly important at the end of the day. Catching out the enemy by a surprise, or catching out the enemy by trying something new, is the way that first of all metas are formed, and the way that you can single-handedly win matches. Now, did I single-handedly win this match? No, but I did mean that I took a lot of pressure off my allies which were on the flank, which did make us win this match. And basically at this point, we have won this. There is nothing the enemy can do, and also on top of it, if you didn't know, while you're capping this point here, you can actually just hide in this gap, which basically means that nobody can touch you unless they come right in front of your gun, depending on which side you want to take. You do need a little bit of speed getting up the ramp, but that's really about it. But yeah, that's pretty much the video for today. Try something new on a very old map. Sometimes it'll work out for you. I'll catch you next time.